Don't. Just go.
Are we live now?
I think it's there. So what we want to do is we want to have Scott just restate whatever he just said. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we are live now.
Yeah, hey guys, real quick, there's some background noise coming through. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Like a car going by or some noise. Maybe.
Ocean.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just pushing play on this, and it says that, yeah, I don't see it being live either.
It should be live now.
I just refreshed.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I just checked it too.
Still not?
Still
Maybe
not.
Something having to do with the embed code. Let me grab this embed code again and give it to Adam real quick.
Yeah.
Because I wonder if it changed it.
Franco's going to.
I'm going to get Adam up here. Hold on a second.
Don't. Just go.
Are we live now?
I think it's there. So what we want to do is we want to have Scott just restate whatever he just said. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we are live now.
We are live now.
Yeah, hey guys, real quick, there's some background noise coming through. I don't know if
Okay, all right. Well, hey everybody, this is just a testament right here, right off the bat. By the way, my name's Scott Zlatif. If you couldn't see on my name down below, I want to welcome everybody to the Hangout. And this is just a little testament on you don't have to be a complete rock star genius with techie skills to be able to be successful online. We're getting started a little bit late because we had some technical challenges, and I just basically went through a whole introduction, and nobody heard it, which is pretty awesome. So I'm going to try to repeat myself exactly what I said before, which most of the time I usually don't. So once again, I guess for everybody out there, we've got several different people that are on the call right now on this Hangout. And, you know, when I first came online, I had no clue what I was doing. And it was something that was basically mind-blowing as you see all these, you know, amazing rock stars that you see on the Hangout here. And there's a lot of different people that have actually come to this Hangout tonight. There's some people who are absolutely brand new. Then there's some people who might have been on some of our Hangouts before. And if you're brand new, what I want to encourage you to do is go ahead and click on the link down below. There's a red button. You click on that red button, and that's going to open up into a separate page, and you can sit there and you can just fill out the form while you listen to some of the experiences that we've gone through, some of the different stories that we're going to be talking to you about. And one of the things that I learned quite some time ago, you know, back in the day when I started my whole journey back in 2001, is if you can imagine yourself in like one of those two-prop airplanes, okay? And if you're sitting there and you're flying along this two-prop airplane, and all of a sudden you hear this big boom, and off to the left side you notice that prop starts to slow down, and then it just stops. And then the same thing happens on the right side, and so right off the bat you're kind of panicking. You feel your heart beating a lot, and so you're probably thinking, oh shoot, what are we going to do? Well, then you hear over the loudspeaker the pilot says, you know what, we've got to jump out of this airplane. So we're going to grab our parachutes and we're going to jump out. So you jump out of the parachute or jump out of the airplane with the pilot, and you got the parachute strapped to your back. And what's one of the first things that's probably going on through your mind? Well, I hope that this parachute opens. Well, the same thing goes for our minds. You know, the only way that our minds work is if they're open. So what I want you to encourage you to do is to open your mind tonight and listen to some of the stories that we're going to be sharing here, because every single person that is on this Hangout, they have been there, they've done that, and they're doing it successfully. Now, what I want to do is I just kind of want to bounce through some of these amazing leaders that we got. The first person I'm going to bring up, I'm just going to kind of go in order here. And I'm actually going to bring up Travis. Now, Travis, I was able to talk with Travis down a little bit when we were in Chicago, and this guy is just tearing it up, and it looks like he just dropped off, so we might just bounce on down the line. So let's just turn the next person that we're going to actually talk with here. He is, you've seen him on stage. Many people have seen him on stage. Many people know him as just the SEO god, basically. He's all over the internet. He that's just one of his many traits. He's an amazing guy, and he will get you in a trance if you let him, and if you're open to it. He's actually an NLP practitioner. He has many accolades. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, legend himself, Mr. Rob Four.
Hey, Scott. Thanks so much for that. You know, I was kind of laughing at your freedom is sexy, because I remember, I don't know, it's probably a year or two ago, we both won a cruise. So we're on some cruise ship, and you went out for the Sexy Man, Sexy Dive Award or something, and took that baby home. So it was pretty funny to see that's what you do. But yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled to be here. You know, as you shared, you know, everybody can click down right below and click that red button and get started to get in and do what we're doing here. But, you know, I want to share a story. I'm probably the only guy with gray hair on this call right here. So I've been doing this a long time. You know, I'm 50-some years old, and like Scott, I was one of those guys that from my 20s, you know, way back when I was 20, I joined a network marketing deal and went through the motions, then joined another and yet another and yet another. And over the years, probably until I was 30, 35 years old, I probably spent tens of thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours joining things and get-rich-quick deals. And it wasn't that none of them worked, because people in every program that I joined was making money. But the reality was I never even got started. You know, I would get in, I would dabble a little bit, I would get busy and, you know, shuffling papers on my desk and organizing things, but I would never take the actions needed to build a real business, because I was uncomfortable doing it. They were asking me to do things like have home meetings and chase people down at the mall and have a 30-second script on elevators. I mean, I used to go to the hotels and ride elevators up and down just to hope I could pin somebody, you know. And so I would do it just long enough to realize this sucks. And then I would quit. And then one day, my wife, bless her heart, I bought a little book. The book was How to Make $4,000 a Day working from your kitchen table in your underwear, by a guy named Jeff Paul. And I bought this little $20 book, and he had a $5 upsell. And Franco knows, he probably got the same book in his cabinet. But I bought this $500 upsell, and my wife, bless her heart, she came to me one, and we couldn't afford the $500 at the time. She goes, Rob, when are you going to start doing something instead of just buying stuff? And it really just crushed me, because I'd been doing that my entire life. I would buy into things, but I wouldn't do them. You know, I'd find some part that was uncomfortable or some place that was hard, and I would allow myself to quit and not keep moving forward. So she checked me on it. She goes, you know, when are you going to start doing something instead of just talking about doing something? So I actually got in, I got busy, and for the first time ever, I simply followed the instructions. And in that particular course, you had to write a book, you had to create a product. I mean, it took me 18 months, and then I finally started to make money. But it taught me an incredible lesson, and that is, you got to stop joining stuff and doing nothing. You need to pick one thing. You need to pick a proven model, something like what we have here, where people in Chicago, we saw a 12-year-old kid make $12,000 in 45 days. You know, I've personally got in, made $54,094 my first 90 days, and then went on to make upwards of $45,000 a month. And all I did is I did the same exact thing that I did way back then. I got in and I followed the instructions. I mean, there's like 8 core instructions, and there wasn't any one of them that was hard. I mean, there was plenty I could make excuses not to do, because it's easy to do, so it's easy not to do as well. But that's what I encourage people to do, is just click that big red button. What are we looking at here? $25. Now, my wife drinks these little latte, foamy, weird things at Starbucks, and they cost like $5 a piece. And so she does like one a day. So her lattes cost $25 a week, and all it can do is make her fat. Or you can spend $25 here and get fat. You know what I mean? Just load up your bank account and follow those simple instructions. Well, that's, you know, so maybe you're sitting there thinking, I don't want to do it again. I don't want to buy another thing. My spouse is going to look at me cross-eyed. Well, make it the final thing. Sign up, get in, follow the instructions. We have dozens upon dozens of leaders that will tell you everything you need to know to write your own first-class ticket to success. So we have people that make money blogging in SEO like I do. We have people making money in free Facebook, giving people hugs and kisses and weird stuff like that. And we have people buying traffic. They got more money than time. We got Neve. She just makes money looking pretty. It's just and Scott just looks sexy. I mean, it's just the way it goes. So that's really what I have is give yourself permission to stop feeling less than. Give yourself permission to get in, pay the price, take consistent action over an extended period of time, and you'll be surprised, even shocked, at what you'll be able to pull off in 90 days to 6 months. I mean, it's incredibly life-changing, and it really is.
Yeah. Hey, Rob, I got a question, buddy. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah, I got a question for you because people in the room might not know, but his other brand is internet marketing Elvis Presley. And I'm not just talking because he's so sexy and handsome. I'm talking about he is like the Elvis, the king of rock and roll, the king of internet marketing. Rob can sell just about anything that he wants to put his hands on because that's his skill set. He knows how to do it. YEN, man, talk to the new guys here, talk to the existing teammates that are in the room, and let us know. I mean, coming from your perspective, with your amount of experience and your mastery of this whole arena, why EN? How does it fit into your whole business?
Yeah, well, to me, it's actually been what I call the new profit paradigm. On the internet since 1996, my wife and I have built 5 six-figure, even multiple six-figure businesses, and we've done that selling our own products, selling affiliate products like Amazon and eBay, ClickBank, and things like that. And even in network marketing, I have a team of 11,000 in one network marketing company and 8,600 in another and 156,000 in yet another that I never even talk about. But so we've made money in a lot of different ways. But I've never seen anything as easy to make money as quickly as in Empower Network. And the reason is what I call the guru income model. If you go out on the internet, and even some of the panelists here are six-figure, multiple six-figure, even seven-figure income earners, you take a look on the internet and go, okay, here's a guy that's making 7 figures or multiple 7 figures. What's his model? Well, his model is he has his own product, and it usually costs about $25. And then he's going to say, I have a monthly membership you can join, and I'll teach you everything I know for $100 a month. And then if you really want this super fancy stuff, you can buy this $500 deal. And then if you want to come hang out with me and drink pina coladas on the beach, it'll cost you $5,000. So that's what I call the guru income model. Low-end product, monthly membership, medium product, high-end mastermind. Well, most of us, and I've tried to do it myself, but when you set out to create your own product, one, you need to know what the heck you're doing. You have to have some expertise somewhere. Then it takes months and months to create a product and the websites and to get these affiliate networks set up so they'll sell it for you. It's just a whole heck of a lot of work. So for the average person, or even the person like myself that's been online since 1996, you're talking about work. I mean, just brutal work to make it happen. And so it's out of the realm of most people. And so Empower Network, if you really think, this is what just tickles me pink about Empower Network, if you really think what we have here, we have an easy-in product called our blog. It's a $25 blog platform. You don't have to build a website. You don't have to install anything. You click a button, you set it up, you add your picture, and boom, you're in business. $25 a month. You can also participate in a monthly program and sell that monthly program for $100 a month, which is a membership. It's training to teach you what to do, and earn 100% commissions. So we got our low product, we got our monthly membership, we've got medium products in the $500 and $1,000 range, and then we have a high ticket product for our mastermind. So we literally have that guru income model in a box. We don't have to create nothing. All we have to do is click that little red button, fill out the form, follow the 8 core steps, get in and get busy, and give yourself permission to make it happen. But I have to warn you, once you start making money, at least this was true for me, I found I had to grow into it. I didn't know what the heck to do with all the money. I mean, these little dollar bills started coming in. I just started making butterflies, and I got a giraffe over there. I just started making little animals out of all this money. I don't know what the hell to do with it all.
$100 bill origami. I love it, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. So my wife and I made a deal because I really didn't know what to do with the money. So the deal is I make it, she spends it, and we're both happy.
Nice. Awesome, Rob. Well, you know, I've seen you for so many years, and just to be able to you know, have you be on the team, and it's just such a blessing for every single person on this team. So, you know, right now, you know, what every single person, if you're brand new, what you actually have access to, just with this one man, by clicking on that red button down below and getting started, filling out the form, you really, you're definitely in the right place at the right time. So, Rob, it's always such a privilege to see you, and you know, to go through all of our little geeky times that we've done in the past. So it's awesome, brother. Next up, I'm just going to go ahead and bounce back now. Travis, can you hear me, brother? Are you on?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, Travis. I'm going to turn the time over to you, buddy. I missed. I talked with Travis a little bit down in Chicago, and he is just on fire. And you know, he has got just a wealth of wisdom on some of the things that he's doing here recently, and he's just moving up the fast track. He is just climbing like a rock star. So, Travis, I'm going to turn the time over to you, buddy. Talk to us a little bit about whatever you want to, you know, mainly just the whole freedom and what you're experiencing so far.
Yeah, sure thing, sure thing. And sorry about that. Having some mic issues. You know, I was outside chilling in the backyard, you know, just, you know, hanging out, and the wind, like, it kept like blowing and going on my mic, and so everybody was telling me, "Hey, mute your mic." I'm already getting text messages and whatnot, so I had to like shut it down and come inside real quick. So, you know, sorry about that. But, you know, first and foremost, I mean, wow, from left to right, we have like the most amazing badasses on this panel right now, and I'm just so excited and I'm so honored to share, you know, this hangout with you guys, and to be invited. What was that? Oh, from here to there? Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. We were pointing. I was like, what is he talking about? But anyways, you know, thank you for having me. I mean, it's just an honor to be here on this panel, and, you know, the subject for tonight, you know, is, you know, the fraud, slavery, and secrets, and the truth of real freedom online. And just how Rob was saying, you know, you can either do it 2 ways. You can do it the slow way, you know, the typical, you know, 2 to 3 to 4 year plan, or you can do it the fast way. And before I get into that, I have a question for our viewers. Are you living the life that you deserve?
Amen.
Now, I'm gonna say it again. Are you living the life that you deserve? And just think about that for a second and see if you're really living the life that you deserve. Because if you're not, that means that you are not taking action on the things you need to do in order to have the success that you need to have in order to move forward in life, and not only help yourself, but help the people that are around you, help the people that you care about the most, your family, your friends, even strangers. I mean, how many people I've met at these events, Chicago, Austin. I can't wait for Denver. If you don't have your ticket for Denver, go to your back office and go buy it right now before the price goes up more. I know I got mine, you know, right when I was in Chicago. As soon as they made the announcement, I was on my phone, purchase, you know, bought a couple tickets. And, you know, just, you know, it's just amazing, you know, the kind of people that, you know, you get to be around, and the people that you get to learn. Because, you know, I believe there is so much negative out there. There's so much evil out there. And finally, we have a place of movement of positivity and people, like-minded people that are on the same mission and same goal to free others. I know that's my goal. If for people that don't know me, and just to give you a little background of myself, I first got introduced to the home-based business about 10 years ago when I graduated from high school. I was 18 years old, and it was a typical, network marketing, a company. And to be honest, when I first saw it, I was super excited, cause I know when I moved up to California from Panama City, I guess that's where I'm from. I got into the system. We started. I started, seeing how the system worked, and to me it just didn't make sense. Especially seeing my grandmother and seeing her struggles. She practically raised me by herself. She worked for what, 20, 30 years, retired to end up with little to no money. And to me, that just raised red flags. Is this the same system I'm going to go into? Is this the same system I'm going to teach my kids? I'm going to teach, the people I care about the most? No. So when I first saw the home-based business model, I was like, yes. The 3 to 4 year plan, oh yes, that's better than a 20 to 30 year plan to me, right? So I got in, worked my butt off, and I know a lot of you guys can relate on this panel. Our viewers got into the typical business, worked their butt off, did everything the leaders told you to do. We set up home meetings, we did 3-way calls. We went to those hotel meetings on every Saturday morning. Wake up at 9 in the morning, especially when you go through a week of work. You wake up on Saturday, go to these hotel meetings to, hear the rah-rah and the preaching and oh, you can do this and that. When in fact, the people up on the stage, they weren't living the life. That's why fraud, slavery, seekers, truth, and real freedom online. This is what we're talking about. The real deal. We're exposing the fakes that are out there. And what we're doing, we're bringing the people, and I'm not talking to the people that are negative. I'm not talking to the people the naysayers, the haters. I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking to the people that are like us, that are on a mission to free people, to be able to inspire others and take people to a whole nother level that they not even them know. Not even them know that they could do. I didn't know that I could do it. Okay, so back to network marketing. I got in, struggled. I sponsored a couple people, but then a couple months passed by, and the people that signed me up, the leaders, they started dropping out, and I couldn't do it by myself. I couldn't. And you can't. You can't work a business by yourself. You need people. You need people around you. You need people that are like-minded, are on the same vision. Because if you're doing it by yourself, I'm sorry, it's not going to work. I tried it, and I'm pretty sure all you guys tried it before. That's the self-employed model, and we're not doing that. We're doing the entrepreneur model, the business model, to where we're leveraging all for our business. So like I said, got into the network marketing business. I failed, gave up on that. Couple years later, I got into another one. This time I was like, you know what? This time I'm older. I'm a little more wiser. I'm about to go hard. I'm gonna go hard on this. Same thing happened. Same damn thing. I sponsored a couple people. No check. Where's the check? 4 or 5 months passed by. I probably spent like over $1,000, $2,000 to make no money. Like, come on, man. This is not life. Gave up again. Year later, one of my friends, he came to my house and he started pitching me this new deal, that was out. So I was like, no, I'm good, because remember, I had experiences in the past where I worked my ass off, I put my all in, I put myself out there, and I didn't have any results at all. So I said, you know what? No, I'm good. I'm gonna just keep working my job. It's secure. It's secure, even though the job that I just quit because of this, they were going through what's it called? Some budget crisis, where they were, cutting our hours. And it's funny when they told me that, oh, you're gonna get your hours cut. Back in my head, I'm like, I don't care. Shit, I got Empower Network. I got Prosperity Team. I got money coming in from that. I'm about to quit in like a couple weeks anyways. I'm good. And I encourage people that go get that same feeling of knowing that even if you do have a job, you have that income that is going to hold you over no matter what. You never know what's going to happen. There's companies shutting down left and right. There's company owners that don't have the vision, to stay. That's one thing I learned. Stay. You got to stay in order. You can't be jumping around this. No, it's not going to work. You might have a little bit of success, but we're talking long term. We're talking about, doing this on the long term, on the long run. And I believe that a system like this doesn't come around very often. Probably every 20. Next time it comes around, we'll probably be all gone, unless one of us come up with our own. But we don't need to because everything is here. All the tools and resources are here, and it's just so amazing. So, like I said, I got introduced again to the model, home-based business. I was like, all right, I'll give it a chance because this time was a little different. It was a unique opportunity. So I got in. That company had troubles. Company owners, they just closed it down, and I was like, oh, ended up investing a whole bunch of money, lost a whole bunch of money, and I was like, not again. Like, seriously, when I found out that the company closed down, I went to the conference room of my last job that I was at, and I just broke down. I broke down to my knees, like, again? Like, what the heck? This can't be. But instead of me being defeated by the forces of evil, I said, you know what? I'm about to keep pushing forward. I'm gonna see what this online stuff is about. I'm gonna keep pushing. So I pushed. I got into another company. I'm not gonna say no names. Made some my money back. I had to say that I made my money back and a little bit more. And then I saw Empower Network. And I was like, what are these guys doing? Got with the big checks, and people talking about they're making money. And I was like, no, I can't be. It's too good to be true. And I'm the kind of person that if I join something, I'm gonna be focused on it and zero in and work my ass off until as much as I can, until I have success. I'm that kind of person. Either I'm going to quit or the company's going to quit. So I'm that kind of person that is going to do that, especially when you have a good system like the one we have here. So I got into that, and still I was struggling. I was doing a lot of the things that I was doing, in the past, home meetings, phone calls. I was pounding the phones, calling prospects. I got a lead, call them. I don't even do that anymore. That's so cool. I think that's awesome. But did that, and I run across Empower Network. And at first I was skeptical. Like a lot of you guys are out there probably thinking, oh, what are you guys doing with this live? Yeah, it will, because our purpose, our vision is just on. We're so passionate. I mean, you can see the passion in me, right? I'm not pretending. This. I didn't know what I was going to talk about tonight. All I knew was I was coming along in this panel of badasses and just sharing my story and sharing, a little bit of inspiration for you guys, so that if you're out there and you're thinking, hey, this might not be for you. Yes, this is for you. Just believe that you can do it, and believe that it is possible. Okay, so I got into Empower Network, right? Got in a prosperity team, and this time I said, you know what? I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna do everything that my sponsor, Robert Brown. I'm gonna do everything that he tells me to do. He told me, Travis, make sure you attend those daily masterminds with Mike Hobbs. You guys know who Mike Hobbs is. Amazing dude. If you go on the mastermind, and I encourage you, if you're not going to masterminds on a daily, and I know some of you work, watch the replays when you get home. It's only an hour. It's an hour of your time that is going to help you. It's going to inspire you to now. I mean, and you can copy their content, or what I do. And I was talking about this in the all in mastermind. Make it your own. Make it your own content. Just put a little bit of you in it. We have that. So I went and attended those at mastermind. First thing that they were talking about, is read daily, audio daily. And when the first couple of days I got in, I was like, yeah, whatever, push it aside. It wasn't until I started picking up the book and listening to the audios from the inner circle. If you don't have the inner circle, go ahead and upgrade it. Just get it. Just get the inner circle. Trust me, you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it. It deals with mindset and training critical training that I have used myself and I apply to my business in order to have the results that I'm having in my business. So I got into that, did the masterminds on a daily, every day. Did exactly what he was doing. Blog daily, market daily, boom, boom, boom. You know, it's step by step. You know, it doesn't get no easier than that. Because I know when I first got into the online world, I was all over, I was scattered. You know, I was here, there, this and that. But what I like about, you know, our daily masterminds, that it's step by step. All you gotta do is read and apply. You do that, you can have results, especially if we're doing a consistent basis. And I don't people out there, oh, I go once a week and I'm blogging. No, daily. You know, do you want it fast or do you want it slow? How pretty much. How do you want it? So I attended that, and 3 months later, I set a goal for myself. I'm gonna hit $3,000. My first 3 months of being, you know, in Empowered Network and in Team Prosperity in the system. Lo and behold, I got back, you know, from the Austin event, and honestly, I didn't think I was gonna hit it. You know, it was approaching. You know, the time was approaching close to where I set that, you know, the intention and that goal. And I looked at my back office. It was to a T, $3,000. I was like, wow, like this is amazing. Like the mindset works. Like whoa. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it again. But this time I'm gonna do it in a 30-day increment. I'm gonna do a month. Let's see. I'm gonna make $5,000 this month, and that was back in February. Boom. Hit the $5,005. A little over, not exactly the $3,000, but boom. I said, you know what? I'm about to make even more money so I can quit my job, because you know, like I said, I believe in the system and I believe in the people that are around me and the people that are guiding me, and I'm listening to these leaders and I'm applying their knowledge, because every time I apply it, I get results every time. It's just it always happens. You know, I know we have income disclosures. You know, go to that. You know, I forgot what the link is. What empowernetwork.com/php. Some, you know, income disclosure. I'm pretty sure you can find it. You know, if you just type it in. But go look at that. We have that, and honestly, like I said, if you just apply what you are being taught, you're gonna have success, and so much success that like I said, I quit my job, and I'm making more and more money, you know, as time goes on. You know, just last week, you know, I woke up on a Friday morning to a $3,000 commission, just like that, bam, like whoa, right? And then that $3,000, it put me over, you know, the $20,000 earn mark. And I'm not even gonna talk about the other income streams that I have. That's what I love about this company. They don't restrict you like other companies. A lot of companies out there, they're restricting and say, you know what, you can't do two at the same time. Like, what is this, a job? Like, this is a business. I can do whatever I want. And that's what I love about out here. We can do what I want. We can be who we want to be. We can be ourselves and just keep it moving. You know, that's what I love. So, you know, like I said, over $20,000, you know, with this system alone. And you know, like I said, it's just amazing the kind of success that you can have, you know. And you know, shout out to all my team members. You know, John P. You know, he's an amazing 20-year-old kid. You know, doing the damn thing. You know, applying what he's being taught and creating a massive income for himself. You know, shout out to, you know, Franco. You know, he's a super badass. You know, John, Naeem, Paul Hutchings, Rob Four. I mean, if you guys don't know who Rob Four is, Google him. Just Google him.
He's the owner of Google now.
Yeah, right. He's the owner of that.
Right.
If you type in something, some keyword with he gonna show up. And you'll be like, damn it, Rob, again?
If you go to Google and you search for Google, it's Rob Four's blog that's on top.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, Scott, where I had an opportunity to, you know, have a conversation with in Chicago at our all-in mastermind dinner. You know, we got to, you know, share insights and, you know, get to know each other a little better. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. If you guys are not in, just get in. Click the link below, and don't just get in. Get all in. And I'm not even talking about the financial part, because that part is easy. Getting all in financial, that's easy. That's easy. I'm talking about getting all mentally, because once you're in mentally, then there's nothing that can stop you in this world. I promise you. So go ahead, get in, get all in, and guys, thank you for having me. I can't wait to hear from the rest of you guys and the insights you guys have to share. And that's it. That's all I got for tonight.
Wow, wow.
Men
Thank you,
on fire,
Travis.
Scott. Men on fire.
You know that, and that's the thing. You can't listen to that, and any skepticism, anything like that. That just goes right out the window, because that's one of the things that we manufacture here. We produce it. It's passion for what we do. Now there's a reason behind it. It's more than just the money. Just like what Travis was saying. There's more than just the money. It's about freedom. It's about changing people's lives. Now, a few points that I actually wanted to bring out about some of the things that he was actually talking about was the fact that how many different deals that he was in. And just struggled and struggled. I think on average, most people go through that same thing. So I think a lot of people can really relate to that, where you try all these different things and you're on your 5th or 6th deal and you're thinking, oh my gosh, another one, and you struggle. And it's this big misconception, I think, that a lot of people have, where we say it's the home business industry, and yet most people, they're running around prospecting, wandering around in shopping malls and going to hotel meetings and, hitting up strangers. And I mean, they just, keep doing all these things and they're never home. Right? Yeah. So another thing that he really mentioned that I really wanted to highlight here was that he emptied his cup. There's a lot of things that a lot of us have to do, and some of the breakthrough moments that we have is when we decide to drop our pride and we decide to say, you know what, I don't know everything, and I need to follow people, because success leaves clues. So people that have your best interest in mind, they often have these clues that are in front of you, and all you have to do is follow it, just like what Travis just said. I mean, we got the 8 core commitments for a reason. So I'm going to turn the time over. Let's bounce on next so I don't take up all this man's time, because he is an absolute rock star. He's a family man, and one of the greatest things that was just really cool, he made an announcement I think it was a few weeks ago or about a month ago. I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to let him kind of share his story, because he's one of the people that inspires me all the time. He motivates me if I'm ever in a down and dumpy mood. All I have to do is plug into a call and listen to the man, Mr. Paul Hutchings. Take it away, brother.
Wow. Well, Scott, thank you, man. I love you and I respect you, and you inspire me as well. And Travis, whoa, man, I'll tell you what. Dude, as you were talking, I just kept thinking preachers of prosperity, ministers of more, ambassadors of abundance. Dude, you're standing for freedom. You won your freedom, and you're putting your face out there for these 1,892 people that we have on the Hangout right now. Can you imagine? 1,892 people with you all across the world are plugged into this Hangout right now. And I got to ask myself, why? Why are we all here? Why are we all gathered together on this Hangout? And I think I know the answer, and I think it has something to do with this little subtitle I have underneath my name that says, "Never give up on your dreams." I want to tell you a quick little story. A couple of weeks ago, my wife, she went to a financial seminar at the church that we go to here in Southeast Idaho. And she went to this little seminar, and she got home, and I said, "Honey, how was it?" And she said, "It was good." She goes, "You wouldn't have done very well there." And I said, "Why? Why would I have not done very well there, honey?" And she said, "Because the guy that was teaching the seminar, a couple of things he said. The first thing he said is he said, all right, everyone, couple of things you're just going to have to, face the facts on. Number one, your mortgage, you're pretty much going to have that all your life. And and you got to understand, Scott was talking about an announcement that we made about a month ago, which is we actually just paid off our mortgage. We're so grateful and so blessed that this business that you're looking at right now, along with the knowledge and the skills and the income stream, allowed us to become completely debt-free at the age of 33 years old. So when I hear somebody's teaching a room full of people, there's nothing you can do about your mortgage, that fires me up because I know it's a bunch of bull. Because you do have choices. You can learn things. You can take action. You can give yourself a better situation. So that was the first thing that fired me up. The second thing was, she said he looked at the audience and he said, the second thing you guys are going to have to face the facts on is your income. There's just not a lot you can do about your income, you know? You're pretty much stuck with what your boss gives you. And by this time, I'm just like, oh, you got to be kidding me. I want to just like go to that seminar, grab that, and be like, what are you telling these people? Because it's not the truth. And you know what? There's a lot of stuff out there in the world in which we live that's taught and preached and you know, shown on TV that's just not true. And one of those things that I believe is not true is this idea that we can't achieve our dreams in life. This idea that when we're little, it's okay to have dreams, but when we start to get older and as we start to face the real world, that no, those dreams are for kids, we can't have those dreams. Well, all of us on this panel tonight, one of the things we're here to do is we're here to stand as a witness, literal witnesses, that you can achieve your dreams. You can take control of your life. You can learn new skills. You can associate with people who will lift you up and inspire you and teach you and instruct you and help you move forward in life so you can do things like pay off your mortgage early if you want to. So you can do things like move to an exotic beach somewhere if you want to. So you can do things like let your wife buy these crazy lattes or make these little paper mache bunny rabbits out of all your $100 bills and your $1,000 bills, right? Like Rob Ford. You can do these things. And another thing you can do that I wanted to share with you just real quick, you know, when I got started in the home-based profession, one of my dreams was I wanted to be with my family. I didn't want to have to get in my car and drive for 30 minutes and spend 10 hours away from my family and then be shipped all over the country whenever they wanted to ship me away from my family. That was one of my dreams. And for the longest time, it wasn't a reality because I, like Travis and like many of the people on this panel, we had to go through some learning experiences, and we had to go through some bad businesses and some bad business models and some bad philosophies. But you know what happened to me today? At 3 o'clock, I drove in to pick up my oldest son, Caden, from school at 3 o'clock today. I'm the only dad, as far as I know, that picks his son up from school where my son goes to school. And I pulled him out of class, and you know what he says? He says, Dad, he goes, guess what? I said, what, son? He goes, guess who won the spelling bee? And I was like, I don't know who. He's like, there was 5 people. And then he started naming off 4 of his classmates, and he leaves the 5th one blank, and he says, who do you think the 5th one was, Dad? And I was like, I don't know, Caden. And he's like, it was me, Dad. And I had the opportunity to give him a high five and give him a hug and be like, wow, son, I'm so proud of you, right? And that opportunity, that experience has come to me because of what you're looking at right below this video, that little red button that says join. This experience I had today has come to me because of this page you're looking at, and we're just getting started. There's just an unbelievably high number of people who have yet to reach their dreams, but who are going to reach their dreams because we're all on a mission to get the message out of this thing. And what is this thing? I want to talk for just a couple of minutes. You know, some of you might be thinking, well, what the heck are we looking at? You know, we hear Travis get up here and yell about freedom and be all excited, and we hear Rob Ford talking about making $45,000 a month. Yeah, a month. Did you guys catch that? He kind of said it under his breath, but I was paying attention. $45,000 in a month. What is this thing? Some of you watching this Google Hangout, you might be looking for a way to generate cash flow, period, end of story. You might be looking for that. Others of you out there might have a business and you're looking for a way to market the business better, like I was back in 2010. And I just want to tell you a quick little story, and then I'm going to pass it on because we got some powerhouses that are going to come on after me. Back in 2010, I had been like Travis trying to build a business offline for about 5 years. I'd been through 13 different companies at the time. I'd done everything they told me to do. I went door to door. Man, I don't even know how many friends and family lists I made, but I know I made enough of them that when I even think about it, I kind of get this sick feeling in my stomach, looking it down my friends and family, thinking, oh my gosh, am I going to call this person yet again about another business, right? So I did all this stuff. And finally, I was like, there's got to be a better way to do this. So I came on the internet back in 2010, and I think I just got on Google, and I was like, how do I build my business on the internet or something like that? And what I discovered, this is a powerful idea that I discovered. I learned that there were literally people out there in the marketplace who woke up in the morning and said to themselves, I'd like to join a home-based business today. Or I'd like to learn how to make money from home today. It's what I like to call natural demand. See, there's just this category of people that they wake up and they know they want something, right? And I learned that through the internet, you could put yourself in front of that person that wanted to join the business, and you could say, hey, here's a great business. And I learned that. I was like, how powerful is that? Instead of going door to door and knocking on doors and getting yelled at, like we got yelled at one time, my best friend and I, we knocked on this door and this guy started yelling at us about God and how we needed to get saved and all this kind of crazy. Instead of doing that, we can put ourselves in front of people who already want to join a business. And so what I did is I started learning about blogging, and I learned that through a blog, you can literally put your message right in front of that person who's ready to buy, who's ready to join, who maybe even has great experience in the home business profession, who already wants to go to work, who's already hungry for it. And I thought, man, this is way better than doing what I'm doing, right? So I started doing that, and I started applying, and what started happening within about 6 months, I started seeing these emails come from my company that had my name in the emails as a top recruiter. And I was like, this stuff is magical, right? This stuff is magical. So if you're in another business and you're just looking for a way to market it better, that's what our $25 product does. That's what clicking on the red link below this hangout will do. It will set you up with a ready-to-go, highly optimized, highly effective, highly powerful lead-sucking tool where you can put yourself in front of your best prospects, the people that are ready to give you money, right? You can do that without all the brain damage that I had to go through back in 2010, like, figuring out hosting and figuring out how do I get my header right and how do I get my autoresponder tied in with my blog. You don't have to do any of that, right? So if you're just looking for a way to market your business more effectively, we've got the solution. And if you're looking for a way to make more cash and apply leverage, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about just real quick. Wealthy people use leverage. And what is leverage? Leverage is when you get more with less. It's when you get more with less. And leverage in the business that we're in with the blog and the other products that Rob talked about, one example, we've got leverage to the max in this business, but just one quick example. In most of the traditional network marketing companies that I marketed before I got here, when I made a sale, when I found a customer, when I found a business partner, usually I would earn between $1 and $3 residual commission on a $60 to $120 sale. Here, with what you're looking at right now, even if you're marketing another business, when somebody finds this product, this suite of tools, and they join, and you make a $25 sale, you get $25 cash for residual income. When you make a $100 passive sale, you get $100 passive income right into your bank account on a monthly basis. So just real quick, I mean, even if you're marketing a $1 to $3 residual product, you're going to have a really hard time unless you have leveraged income where you're earning $25 to $125 per sale, that you can grow your income faster, and then you can take that cash flow and put it back into whatever you want to put it into, marketing, lead generation, whatever. So I'm excited that we finally have something we finally have something that's real, in my opinion. We finally have something where people are making serious money and it's working for a lot of people. We finally have what I talked about for 6 years and what I heard my sponsors talk about in traditional MLM and network marketing. They talked about, well, if you get two, who get two, who get two, eventually, you'll be making 20, 40, 50 grand a month. Everyone talked about it, but it never happened for anybody that I knew, myself included. Now we're in this program where it's literally happening all around us. All around us, Rob, 45 grand a month. I don't know how much everyone on this panel is making, so I'm not going to go through and sell the numbers, but I can tell you it's big money. It's actually happening. So when we talk about that big money, we're actually telling the truth, and I love telling the truth. So, hey, I could go on and on for why I'm excited about this, but I'm going to shut up and just invite you to take action, make a decision. Nothing will happen in your life if you don't move and take action. And when can you take action? Now. Now's the only time. Click the button and get started. Thanks for having me, guys. Real humbled to be here.
Awesome, Paul. Man, I always just get so much into, how you are as a person, just what you exude. You just fire everybody up. You get the tone just going right. One thing that I absolutely love, I never heard of that before, was your terminology, natural demand. I love that. That is so exactly what it is that we do here. How many people, I remember when I was working full time, I'd sit there in my job and I'd be like, oh man, this sucks, I'd be on my lunch break and, it'd be really nice outside in the summer. I'm like, oh, maybe I should call in sick, I all of a sudden got the afternoon flu bug, Well, fortunately, we don't have to do that when you click on the button down below and you start walking along that path. You fill out that form. And one more thing I want to add about that, we've been talking about clicking on that button down below and joining. One of the things that you can do right now, because we're going to be on here, fire up some coffee, get some milk and cookies. We're going to be on here for the next hour or so. While we're actually here, if you join right now and then you see the address bar that's right up above us. If you join, you fill out your username. You join, you fill out you pull out your credit card, you buy, and you'll get a username. You fill out, you take that address that's right above here, right up there, and you copy that. You paste your username in that place, and then share it with some people that your friends, your family. Share it across Facebook. And more than likely, you probably have some people that are coming here, and we are actually doing the sales for you. That's how we work as a team. That's how we work here in Prosperity. So without further ado, the next person up is the absolutely magnificent and beautiful gal that we have here. Now, all of you guys are all beautiful, but, this person takes the cake. Okay, and, Neve, her name is actually pronounced Neve. So we all learned that, and she is just, the last competition that we had, she just tore it up, and she is just, she's on fire. And one of the things I absolutely love the most about Neve is her passion, and she's really super down to earth, and you could just sit there and just go like this and just get lost in listening to her. So without further ado, Neve, Arthur, come on out, talk to us.
Awesome, thank you so much. And I apologize in advance if there's any weird noise or whatever. My internet is being super crazy today. It's actually crazy a lot of the time. My internet is kind of bad, and I still make money online, so it's all good. But what's actually been coming up for me listening to you guys talk, I talk a lot. I'm a mom. My real drive and motivation in wanting to create a home business was to stay home with my kids. But I realized something today in hearing you guys talk. There's this whole other kind of side of it. I was having this conversation with my younger brother in the car today. He was telling me a funny story about this terrible internship he had and how he walked out. And I went, oh, that's like that time I walked out on this one job at a snooty department store. And then he was talking about this other job that he had quit. And I was like, oh, that's like that time I quit that job and I gave them a month's notice because I cared about them. And then they turned around and slapped me with a 2-week notice and get out of here. And he sort of said to me, well, he was like, you've really had a lot of jobs. And looking back on it, I mean, I don't know, in something like a 8-year career, I had something like 10 jobs. And it was kind of funny. When I looked at it, I went, oh, wow, it's not because I can't commit. It's not because the jobs weren't the perfect job. It's because every single job felt wrong to me, because I would get up in the morning and feel like somebody else had a say over my life and over what I could or couldn't do. And I found that I was defining myself by the limits of what a boss was telling me I could do. I shared this with someone else recently that for a long time I had this belief about myself that I was middle of the road, that I was a very average person because one boss had said that to me. And I had to look at, who was I looking to as authority? Who was I looking to in my life? And it's really funny, like I kept switching jobs because I kept thinking if I just get the perfect job, then it'll take away this feeling, then I will find the right place, right? And when I was eventually exposed to home-based business, that's when I truly found my home, because I went, oh, there are other people who feel the way I feel. There are other people who feel like their life is being sucked out of them when they're going to a job and wasting their time in a job all day. There's other people who feel like they're playing smaller than they were meant to play in life. And once I discovered that, I really wanted to do it. I just didn't know how. So I started network marketing, and I really didn't want to do things like home parties and stuff like that. And for those of you watching, I hope you realize, the reason people build on home parties is because it's a chance for people to make connections and to see the people behind a company. And we were talking about leverage. You do realize that what we are doing right now is the equivalent of the 2013 home party. The reason why this is better is because it's leverage, is because we can use technology to stream into everyone's home who wants to be there. We're not reliant on this 10-mile radius around our house and dragging our friends and family into it. We can truly reach more and more people this way, and we're also not reliant on just growing our own skills. We can take the skills of the leaders, the people who have these amazing stories and who want to share this with the world, who have so much to give. You are hooking into that right now. It's leverage, and so that's why when Scott was saying to click the join button and share it right now, it's because this is the ultimate way in network marketing business to still make those connections, to still have that personal connection while leveraging the power of the internet. So that's just a little side note there, but really, kind of for my story, when I really broke through in home-based business was when I found Empower, because what I saw in Empower, which I never saw before, was I saw the real people breaking through. It didn't, because before it had felt to me like there were these people who were like leaders and they were amazing and they were at the top, and that everyone else was struggling. That was a story I had in my head about how network marketing worked, that there was only the leaders and then the struggling masses. And when I discovered Empower, I saw something different, and it took me a little while to see it because I had been dragging my past and my crap from thing to thing to thing. I kept dipping my toe in. I kept saying, I kind of want to do it, but I don't want to give up some beliefs that I have. I don't want to give up this kind of thing that felt bigger, and it felt so real because I dragged something. I picked it up somewhere along the way as an excuse to not do the work because I didn't really want to do work. So I told myself, oh, it's okay because I'm not a leader, so I'm not going to make money anyway, so I just won't do any work. That was kind of my MO in network marketing. And I dragged that kind of huge piece of baggage from thing to thing to thing. And then I got to Empower, and I got slapped in the face. And I got slapped in the face by the stories. I could no longer hold that belief because I looked around. There was too many normal people having success, having massive success, and having new success. And I went, wow, oh my goodness, this is possible. And what happened then was that I had been going on this timeline. You know your timeline. You know how you look at your past and you're looking at it, and you're kind of know what it was, and then you look forward to the future from that position, and the future is just more of the same. Because if you're looking at your future right now, you're probably seeing something that looks a little bit like your past. So how do you change that? How can you create a new future? Well, it's all about making an unfamiliar decision. It's all about doing something that's different than you've ever done before. Now, I had joined other network marketing companies, but I had never joined it and given myself a gift of emptying my cup, of saying, this is possible for other people, and that means it's possible for me. And when I did that, suddenly I found myself following the 8 core commitments, and suddenly I found myself achieving massive success incredibly quickly, because my timeline changed. I was looking forward to this future that was more of the same, because me follows this pattern, and then I made this decision that broke that pattern. It broke the pattern in an instant because it was different from any decision I'd ever made before. I decided to do something and to do it with the belief that it would work for me, and it worked. And my timeline went from this boring, normal, same, to shooting off in a new direction with a new realm of possibility. And that's what you have facing you right now. You may not realize it, but the only thing standing between you and a new realm of possibility in your life is a decision, is a different decision than one you made before. Because if you're kind of looking at the button going, oh, but I had this in the past and this happened, and whatever crap you're bringing to the table, that crap is exactly what is the reason that your timeline will stay the same, unless you make a decision to break it. And it just is some kind of action, it's some kind of decision that you need to make. I can tell you what I think. I think for you, your decision is to click on the red button and join with an open heart, knowing that the prosperity team will lock arms with you and pull you forward together. All you have to do is be willing to empty your cup and be willing to believe in a new possibility for yourself. So that's how I created a total transformation. And looking back on it, it was instant. As soon as I made that decision, it took me 2 months before I was making $5,000 in a month, and then I was making $8,000 in a month, and then I was making $12,000 in a month, and then $17,000 in a month. And before, that was completely alien, impossible to me. But what broke it was making a decision, and making a different decision, and deciding that this was a new vantage point. It's not, oh, this is going to be another pattern like my patterns, like what I've always done. No, this is totally brand new. And the reason it's new is because you are bringing with you a new possibility, a new openness, the ability to follow the steps and to lock arms with the prosperity team. The prosperity team is bringing for you leverage. It's bringing for you the power of the internet, the power of live streaming home parties into, houses all over the globe. We're bringing you the power of what works now, and you just have to bring yourself to the party. So that's what I have to share with you guys tonight, and yeah, it's an awesome place to be, I got to tell you.
Wow. Oh, man. Neve, it's always so great to hear your perspective on stuff, and you really just bring so much to the table. A couple of things that I think a lot of people, really relate with is the fact that, we are just real people. Typically you go to different company events if a person's with a different company or, whatever it is that their model is right now, and you see these people on stage and you're like, oh my gosh, everybody's wearing these really nice suits, and everybody's all got up, tuxedos and just very prim and proper in the corporate type structure, and I'm sitting here in a tank top, and we got everybody here, just in their natural duds, in their natural environment, and we're real people. And one of the things that I think everybody picks up with you, Neve, is how passionate you are about this, and why it is that you're really doing this. I think it really shows true as we've seen with every single person. This is something that allows you to live out your passion, whereas a job, you're just kind of, whatever it is that you're doing, you're stuck in a cubicle, and you're not really living your life's purpose. We weren't put on this earth to sit here in a cubicle all day and push buttons and make somebody else wealthy, right? We're here to live our lives, and we're here to be live a life of abundance, and that's exactly what I think you just told everybody. Another thing that you were saying here was about your future. One of the things that I absolutely love what you just said is you look into your future, and if you don't change what you're doing, you're going to pretty much get the same thing. And I absolutely love that, because I used an analogy a while ago of, most people, they climb up a ladder and they look down and they realize they climbed the wrong ladder. And a lot of people, that's where they get those midlife crisis type of mindsets where they don't know what to do. So thank you so much, Neve, for bringing all that to the table. Love you, appreciate you, and you just bring so much to this whole team.
Scott.
All right, so next we are going to blaze the trails with the man himself. Now this guy is he is an inspiration to the whole team. His story is just amazes me every time that I hear it. And when you hear what he has to say, one of the biggest things that you'll get from him is his heart, his passion, and his kids, and everything about him is all about helping other people, all about being with people and showing people what's possible. So without further ado, my buddy Johnny Blaze, take it away.
Wow, wow, wow. First of all, it is a pleasure. It is a pleasure to be amongst earners. And that is one of the things that I really want to get across to everyone out there in internet land, as someone else loves to say, is that what we're doing right now, just like Neve said, is the 2013 version of a home meeting without all of the awkwardness. Now, I remember back when I first started in this industry, my very first home meeting, I had my honey go out to Costco, and she bought this little platter of sandwiches. She got some Sprite. She got Coke. She grabbed some fruit. I mean, we had like the spread, right? I mean, it was like a really nice spread. And one person showed up.
Was it more than $25, Johnny Blaze?
Yeah, but I got to tell you, I was pretty pumped that one person showed up. But having said that, when you flash forward to all the different times that I stood in line at the grocery store and I asked someone if they kept their income options open, that the many times that I connected with people at the gas station to see if they were open to a opportunity, all the different crazy things that I've done because I had a passion, because I had a dream, because I would not be ruled by another man, by another corporate system. That's just not me. I would go through what I had to go through in order to make it happen. All the struggle, all the round trips, 9 miles out, round trips to and from the meeting, after the meeting. A lot of people can relate to that. Maybe they're trying to build their network marketing, home-based business, direct sales business, the old-fashioned way. Maybe they were like me, where between Stockton and Roseville, I was putting up bandit signs that I cut out. Well, actually, that I ordered these yellow signs. I cut out a stencil. I put the stencil on one sign. I cut it out, and then I used that as a pattern, and I spray painted. Something. I was in a real estate investment education company at the time. So between Stockton and Roseville, which is 45 miles, maybe even a little bit more, every freeway exit ramp, I stopped and I hammered in my sign. I did it to and from. I to this very day, I have nightmares of those yellow and black signs. But that was what I particularly needed to go through in order to get to where I am today, in order to be able to sit here and tell you that there is a better way, that there is a better way than you having to chase your family and friends. You know what, to this very day, and I kid you not, to this very day, I rarely speak about my business offline just because I have such a negative connotation because of the pain that I went through. I mean, like, I really dislike it. I get very uncomfortable when we speak about business offline because of all the rejection that I went through. You know, people would quite frankly laugh. John, are you in another one of those pyramid things? Are you really? I thought that the last one was the one. You know, I thought that was the way out, that you were finally going to be able to implement to get out of the rat race. And you know what? That's okay, because now I'm able to sit here and actually connect with you and tell you from experience that you don't have to be on three-way calls all day. You don't have to be a slave to the industry. As a matter of fact, speaking about slavery, as part of the promotion for tonight's call, I used a photo of handcuffs, and I put that on my Facebook wall. And I had a friend who I used with. He got offended by that, and my response to him was, quite frankly, what I find offensive is an industry that has lied to, quite frankly, millions of people. They've sold them a fake bill of goods. They talk about the 2 to 5 year plan when, quite frankly, in the 5.5 years that I was involved in that segment of the industry, I did not know one person, not one, that actually lived the lifestyle that they profess to from stage. Now, there might be people out there that actually live that lifestyle, but I didn't know them on a personal basis. After 7 or 8 companies, I lost count, quite frankly. I didn't know them. I knew a lot of people that talked a lot of big stuff about how much money that they were making, but when you peeked behind the curtain, what you really saw was the wizard had no clothes. That the wizard was more of a slave than the Oompa Loompa was. And that's the God's honest truth. You know, there are leaders out there on the call right now that know exactly what it is that I'm speaking about, that are tied to your phone just the way a slave would be tied to their chain. The more money that you make, the more stress comes into your life. The more money that you make, the more time you have to take away from your family. Aren't they the ones that you were supposed to be doing this thing for? I mean, quite frankly, it is the truth. When I was in the other mode of trying to make it, I would wake up, and I kid you not, I would wake up at 4:30. At 4:30 a.m., I'd be on the phone calling realtors over there on the East Coast because I knew that it was 8 a.m. and that, I'd be on the phone at 6 a.m. because I knew that they would be in the office by 9 a.m. and I was trying to create business that way. And then I'd go to work my job, and then I'd come home, spend a little bit of time with my honey, and then I'd hop on the phone again to call realtors, brokers, and insurance agents over there in Hawaii because I knew that I could stay on the phones until 9 p.m. and still catch people during business hours. Now, what's really great about that story is that I don't have to speak to people anymore in that way. As a matter of fact, I normally only speak to people who have already made a decision to change their life and join the prosperity team the way that you can right now by clicking that red button. I mean, quite frankly, it's $25. Come on, please. Now, back to the story. here I am being a slave, okay? Creating the PowerPoints, fielding the calls, driving an hour and a half for a meeting. God, it's craziness. I get chills just even thinking about that. Being miserable, being absolutely 100% miserable. I got burnt out on the whole industry. You know, quite frankly, what I saw, and, you know, just being really real, was that I saw that it was a bunch of bullshit, straight out. I saw a bunch of bigwigs, like 1, 2, 3 people in a company making a crap load of money, and then everyone else barely getting by. Someone making $10,000 a month in a traditional company was considered a god. In Empower Network, that's nothing. It's the truth. But let's flash forward to what it is that you're taking a look at right now. I want you to take a look at something. I don't have that page up, but the last time that I had seen it, we had over 1,800 people on the call right now, on the webinar right now, on the Hangout. 1,800 people are viewing this right now, and yet there's 8 of us that you're actually connecting with, that are actually doing the presenting, that are actually telling the stories, that are actually, you know, doing the heavy work, so to speak. That is what you call leverage. When you don't have to get up in front of the room, when you don't have to make the calls, when you don't have to do anything other than point in the direction of the Hangout, that is what you call leverage. That is going to allow you to leverage the skill sets of the leaders that you are viewing right now. And that's the other thing, too. When I look down here at this panel, what I see are incredible leaders, are the cream of the crop. That is what you get when you join forces with the Prosperity Team. You are quite literally getting the best of the best, whether you're talking about the mindset development, whether you're talking about the pre-written copy, whether you're talking about the Ninja Jedi Master SEO skills of, quite frankly, of the Google Godfather himself, you know, or you're talking about the Women's Lounge, or you're talking about the sexiest marketer alive, blessing the Hangout. You've got leverage. That's the key here. If you want to create wealth in your life, then you need to do, quite frankly, what rich people do. And what do rich people do? Rich people create systems, and then they implement leverage. Do you think that Donald Trump is out there doing everything himself? No, of course not. That would just be silly. Do you think that any wealthy person that you know that has time freedom, that has income freedom, that has the freedom to do what it is that they want, do you think that they're doing anything by themselves? Do you think that I, on a personal basis, created this webpage? That I wrote that copy that was sent out? No, I didn't do anything along those lines. I'm hopefully putting my own part in so that I can be worthy to actually be on this panel, but I didn't do anything along those lines, just like the other 1,800 people didn't do either. There's about maybe three or four leaders that have their hands in actually creating this whole system. And that's what you can have, and quite frankly, it's for 25 bucks. It's for 25 bucks. Today, my honey went to Chili's, okay? Chili's, I love their food, you know. It is what it is. And she picked up 2 Santa Fe chicken salads and 1 chicken sandwich for my son. And I got to tell you, that is probably one of my favorite salads in the whole wide world. But the simple fact of the matter is that I believe that the bill was probably around 30 bucks or so, right? Okay. So you are getting every one of our systems. You are getting every one of the leaders working on your behalf. You are getting our morning mindset calls. You are getting our prosperity team Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You are getting a $40,000 per month guide telling you exactly what you need to do that day in order to create a 5-figure a month income, step by step by step. You're getting these Wednesday night hangouts. You're getting our prosperity team system. As a matter of fact, if you take a look to the right of that red button, you are going to see a blue button. And it says, "Got questions?" or something along those lines. If you click on that button after we are finished here, what you are going to come across is our facts and questions answer page. It'll go into detail into what the prosperity team brings to the table. And quite frankly, in my 6.5 years of the home-based business game, I've never seen the resources brought to bear that the prosperity team brings to the table. It's just never been done because there's never been a team that has been culminated through the industry from different leaders who saw a vision, who actually put their egos in their back pocket and say, hey, you know what? What I want to do is I want to serve my team. I'm tired. I am tired of me making all the money and my team struggling. I'm tired of that. That is the old model. That is the old slavery model where a company owner feels that they have the right to dictate what it is that their membership, what it is that their leaders are going to be doing. That's slavery. That's high-priced slavery. No matter which way you look at it, if anyone is telling you what to do, then unfortunately it is what it is. And I know that some people may find that offensive. What you should find offensive is that you're not living the life of your dreams, that every time that you walk into a freaking restaurant and you open up that menu, that you are, in fact, ordering from the right-hand side of the menu, that you got to check those prices before you check your appetite. To me, that's offensive. It's the God's honest truth. You know, there is one of the things that I really want to get across right now, and that's for the folks. Travis touched on this very briefly. He touched on the power of our inner circle product. You know, one of the things is that we have incredible systems, we have incredible leverage, we have an incredible process. Our whole process is just the most efficient that I've ever seen. But I want to touch base on the value of the actual products. One of the memberships that we have is called the Inner Circle membership. It is a culmination of different interviews and different training sessions by the top leaders in our company. Now, what's so important about this is that I'm reading a book right now. I don't have the cover on it, but you can still see it here. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker, right? Now, that book is pretty much incredible. But when I compare the content in that book to the actual actionable content, the wealth-building content that we have in the Inner Circle, it pales in comparison. Because earlier today, I was listening to a Inner Circle audio. It spoke about lifestyle. It spoke about how to empower other people into earning more, into becoming more, into having more, into giving more, into blessing more through the power of your lifestyle. Now, the gentleman, the leader, my mentor, who actually taught that particular lesson, is a guy by the name of David Sharp, someone who is, quite frankly, an inspiration to thousands right now, soon to be millions, is a guy who came from a massive addiction to rise to where he's at today, to be an inspiration to creating over $500,000 a month in income. And by no means is that a guarantee of income, but it is a guarantee that you have the ability, the opportunity to change your life. Because I got to tell you, when you can pop in the tape, wow, how old am I? When you can pop in your headphones, download an MP3, and listen to a $500,000 per month earner mentor you personally, day in and day out. When you can tap in to the mindset of people and leaders who are doing 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100, $250,000 in income per month. When you start to think like a leader thinks, that will in turn cause you to act like a leader acts. Well, actually, thoughts, beliefs, actions, results. You change your thoughts, you change your beliefs. You change your actions, you change your results. And that's what we are speaking about here. We are giving you the opportunity right here, right now, to change your life, to make a simple $25 decision, to step over the line, to draw that line in the sand and say, you know what? I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. I refuse to be a slave to a corporate-controlled system. I will stand on my own 2 feet and I will earn my freedom. Because I got to tell you, that's what happened to me. March 30th, 2012, 4.5 years after I slaved away for a corporation, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., I stayed away from my family. I went and I did what I had to do in order to make it work, in order to provide my family with a lifestyle that I did not have when I was a kid. I made it happen. I'm the dad. You know, you might be the mom, you might be the dad, I don't know. You might be a single person who just wants that supervisor's boot off your neck. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is after 4.5 years, the corporation that was my taskmaster, that was my slave master, said, you know what, John? Thanks, but no thanks. We can go ahead and grab your job and ship it out over there to the East Coast. Break it apart. Take part of it, send it to Denver. Take the other part, send it to Atlanta. Take the other part, send it to San Diego. Because guess what? We can pay people half as much as we're paying you and not give them benefits, quote-unquote benefits, like it was a benefit for me to go and slave for them from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's craziness, man. Oh, yeah, by the way, we don't need you anymore. Thanks, brother. Peace. Well, guess what? March, I was actually blessed enough to actually find the Empower Network too. And I saw the opportunity to earn my freedom. I saw the opportunity to lock arms with a culture, with a community of, quite frankly, the most badass people that I've ever known in my life. The people who have grown to be my best friends, my brothers, my sisters, my mentors, people that I love, that I truly, in my heart, love. It's a wonderful feeling because, quite frankly, 1 year later, on March 30th, 2013, my family and I were chilling out over there in San Francisco, enjoying the beautiful weather at the San Francisco Bay, just enjoying it all. I can feel it right now. And we were celebrating our Freedom Day. March 30th, every year for the rest of my life, will forever be known as Freedom Day. That was the day that I could finally and 100% not rely on my unemployment, not rely on any separation pay, not rely on anything, because I just closed my very first 5-figure month here in the Empower Network. Wow, 5 figures a month. You know, last month, chilling out over here at the house with those crazy kids in the living room, running all over me. I made over $12,000 here at Empower Network. And again, disclaimer, these results are not typical because neither is my passion. Neither is my ability to work. Neither is my ability to sacrifice what I want now for what I want most. Because I got to tell you, when I was a corporate slave, when I was doing those 7 to 7s, when I was leaving my house at 6:30 a.m., when I would kiss my kids goodbye, and I'd come back home, and I'd be able to enjoy their company for 30 to 45 minutes before it was time for them to go to bed. I would stay up until 2, 3 a.m. sometimes because I had a passion to learn. I had a passion for freedom. I wanted something more than what my life had become. And that's the question that you have to ask yourself. Do you want something more? Do you want the ability to actually live your dreams? Do you actually want the ability to travel? Do you want the peace of mind that comes with having an additional $7,000 to $8,000 a month that you don't need? That you don't need. I don't need things anymore. I require them. A gentleman called me up on the phone today, literally today. He called me up and he said, "Is this John?" I said, "Yes." He said, "This is Steve." I said, "Hi, Steve. How can I help you?" And he said, "Well, I need you to convince me that this thing is real." I said, "Steve, you've got the wrong number. I don't do any convincing, buddy. You need to call someone else." He says, "Who do I need to call?" I said, "Someone who cares about convincing you of anything, because I'm not the guy." And then he's like, "Well, I need to know if the Prosperity Team and Empower Network is real." I said, "Steve, have you seen our presentation?" He says, "Yes." "And you're calling me up to ask me whether or not we're real. Is that right?" He's like, "Well, yeah. I need to know how we get paid." I said, "Here's the deal, Steve. Being that I protect my mindset." No, I said, "Here's the deal, Steve. Being that I'm very picky about who it is that I have around me, being that I'm a leader, I get to choose. I get to choose who it is that I want in my environment, who it is that I allow in my environment. And unfortunately, you don't qualify. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to say, I hope you have a wonderful day, but I got to go. Bye." Bye, Steve. That's the key here. I haven't made a prospecting call in my career here in Empower Network. I literally haven't made a prospecting call. I'm not up at 5:30 a.m. anymore. Well, actually, I am, but that's because I choose to be. I couldn't be bothered to actually make a prospecting call. That's just craziness, man. The bottom line here, guys and gals, is that you have the opportunity to quite literally change your life. If you want to get serious, if you want to be mentored, if you want to get trained, mentored, and developed by the best of the best, we quite frankly have the best of the best. I put our leadership up against anyone, anywhere, anytime, period. Period. And that's no shots out to any of the other teams out there, because we have the best of the best leadership in the Empower Network community. I mean, it's just amazing. But I know for a fact, firsthand, that the leaders, that the people, that the culture that we have developed right here at the Prosperity Team is world class. What we're doing right now is has never been done. It's quite literally has never been done. That's why I can tell you, click on that red button. Get started today. Lock arms with us and believe that this is possible, because I see people every day that are having their lives changed. You know, I see people that are, quite frankly, that are transforming. My girl, Kimberly Denise, wow, just blowing up like a Mack truck. The Garza brothers, Carlos Torres. I mean, these guys, they're taking action. Prosperity team members that are taking action. As a matter of fact, as I was on the Hangout right now, like 15 minutes ago, I checked my back office, and it turns out that one of my boys, Elijah Whitehead, passed me up a 15K sale. Now, that means that while I'm here speaking life into you, I was just blessed with another $1,000. Today's a $1,000 day, and I'm chilling out here with my family, and you should be too. Click on the red button. Let us show you how to market. Let us train you. Let us develop you. Let us empower you to become the leader that you have always wanted to be, to lead the lifestyle that you've always wanted to give your family, to give yourself, and let's just go ahead and rock and roll. Back to you guys.
Wow, man, so true. Every single time that I hear you speak, Johnny, man, you touched on so many different things that I mean, I think a lot of us here, you know, if you've been doing the offline game for a long time, you remember what it was like, you know, just the phone permanently attached to your ear. I remember seeing a Google picture of somebody, you know, this guy who had this cell phone, and he had this rubber band that was actually going around his ear, and it was his handless, you know, headset, because he was so broke because he was trying to make things work, you know. And that's basically the truth, you know. Prospecting and you know, the whole offline marketing deal, you know, a lot of that is it's one of the lowest paying jobs that you could ever have. And you know, you're working for 2 cents an hour, and you try to make things work, and it's just because you weren't taught some of the things that actually work. You know, there's a reason why you know, all these different companies have advertising, and you see marketing campaigns and things like that, and that's what we actually teach you how to do here. And you know, I absolutely love some of the people that are on here. This might be a shock to you. We're bringing the truth. We're cutting out the bullshit, and we're just slicing it up real. And that's how we roll here, you know. But you know, we need to get going through this, the rest of them. And you know, man, the next man that we have here, he has inspired me in more ways than one. He is a copywriting genius. He's been in the game for a really long time. He's been online for a really long time. And you've seen him all over Facebook. You've seen him, I mean, he's everywhere. And one of the greatest things I love is just listening to him and some of his analogies and some of the way that he delivers his messages. He's an excellent communicator, and most of all, he has so much passion and so much love, and he just wants so much for you to succeed. And that's one of the things that we all have here, is we're all servant leaders. But Franco, he wears his heart right out there, and you're going to see it when you hear from him right now. So Franco, take it away, brother.
Yeah, man. Thanks, guys. I appreciate everybody here, man. You out there, there's I'm going to go through a couple of numbers right here that'll just blow everybody else's mind. They came up the way we came up. But I just appreciate you guys, man. You guys motivate me like there's no end. Just a couple years ago, man, I had gotten to a point in my career from home that I had figured out enough about the internet and direct response marketing and how to get a message out in front of the right people enough times, and how to ignore enough naysayers and excuses and tough stuff that happens in any business. I had gotten to the point where I knew how to manage enough to stay full-time, no matter what the program was, really. I mean, but here's the frustrating part. No matter what the program was, but they never lasted, right? It was just one hassle after another hassle. Rob Ford hears me. Paul Hutchins knows what I'm talking about. Scott knows what I'm talking about. Travis and Neve and John, everybody here, and probably half of the over 1,800 people that are here at our home party, right? For all you offliners, all you old schoolers, I don't know when's the last time you were in a home party with 1,800 freaking people in the living room. That's how we roll. That's how we roll. And the last time you were at a home party like that, I don't think you were drinking some beautiful lemon water out of a little teacup that your 18-month-old brought you as she was screaming your name before the hangout, going, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy." I never heard that in a cubicle anywhere, right? So you hear a lot of reasons why people will try so hard, will fail for so long, and will just keep at it and keep at it and keep at it. And it doesn't matter what the family keeps telling them. It doesn't matter what their bosses keep telling them, what the cubicle water cooler people or the guys out on the construction site keep laughing at them. You know, somebody's out there maybe with their list. I got my last list here too, talking about Freedom Day. Got my last, go make a list of 50 people. I've been like a lot of the guys here, and here's why. I feel that it's an awesome thing that I went through so much hardship in this industry. I'm not a mathematician, but my wife is, but she just likes to be nice and kind of let me go sometimes. But I'll tell you, check out this math. So I joined up to follow the 2 to 4 year plan that was going to set me free. 2 to 4 year plan, I signed up for it. On my 9th year of the 2 to 4 year plan, I figured out something wasn't working. And I asked, and Pammy told me, well, I could have told you, 5 years ago that it was the end of that 2 to 4 year plan, and it didn't work, but I didn't want to hurt your feelings. So go, 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 go. 9 years into the 2 to 4 year plan, guys, I had done everything, man. And this was the last list that I ever wrote on my last deal. It was like deal number 27, right? Because it's got to be it's got to be the wrong comp plan, man. I was in some kind of unilevel, should have been in a trinary reverse matrix with a blow up on the back end, And I always blamed it on something else. But I don't know if you can read this list, but that was my top list of people in my last program number 47. And let's go to the mall. Let's go to the gas station, Johnny Blaze. Let's cold call phone book white pages because I couldn't afford leads anymore. So let's hit the phone book real estate style, and let's just go to the white. You guys remember what the phone book was? I'm 41. I still remember. I remember tapes, Johnny. You had me at Walkman. You had me at the Walkman. We went through everything, guys, but here's why it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I found out something really cool about certain people in this profession. There's no freaking quit in us. We'll be in an ugly program, just taking it to the rooftops. We'll be in a program we find out 5 years later we should have never touched it, right? And then it's like, well, I know what not to do, right? But there's no quit in the people in this profession. And one of the things that I used to find that it angered me before I read so many books. I'm going to share a book with you today. I'm also going to share a funny story about why I have a Bob Marley sock in a purple shoe. And it's all about the purple shoe. When you work from home and you're free, you can get stuff that you could never get as a kid, because I grew up at Payless Shoe Source where mom can get 2 for the price of 1. You hear me, if you know what I'm saying. So all of your journey, everything about it, man. I was that little kid that, in the summer I didn't understand why. I just thought I had the best cousins in the universe. But I had some cousins that I thought, they were rich. In my books, they were rich. I'm from East LA. I'm from, you can't get more on the other side of the tracks than where I come from. Immigrant family, the whole bit. Construction in the day, playing at, Dad would play these smoky, little smoked out nightclubs in the inner city and dodge bullets and gang fights and all this stuff just to put food on the plate, right? Mom was, through our elementary school, Mom volunteered at the school to make sure that nothing bad happened to us, because we were in that kind of a school system where you didn't know, right? Elementary school, anything can happen, things can pop off, and then rounds coming down range, and there you go, ducking under your mac and cheese, right? So mom would volunteer to make sure, A, we were getting an education, we weren't, cutting class and doing all that stuff, and B, make sure that we ate our lunch. Now, that should be actually number one. And C, that we didn't get killed on the way home. So mom volunteered. When we were in junior high, we hit a different level in our family. We had gotten to the point where mom couldn't volunteer anymore. If mom was going to be out of the house, she had to be bringing a paycheck too. And so I found myself watching mom go to work and pull the swing shift from 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock at Denny's. Who here knows about Denny's, right? They're all over every highway and stuff. Yeah, Denny's is everywhere. A diner. It's like, we called mom Flo from Mel's Diner. You guys remember that? Baby boomers, Gen X.
Wow.
Mel, kiss my grits, right? And that was mom with a really cool Spanish accent. Kiss my grits. And so that was mom, and it was hilarious because some of the happiest days of my life, right? You got to check your attitude. It's all about your attitude will determine your altitude. I don't know where we got it. I don't know where it came from. But there was a lot of other people living among us, around us in the same neighborhoods who bring the pine box. They were defeated. They were just waiting to get buried. Benjamin Franklin said, most of the people in this country back in his days, but it still applies, they die at around 25 to 30. They just don't get buried until back in the days, they don't get buried until they're 45, right? I guess that was old. And nowadays, it's the same thing, though. There were so many people that were already defeated, right? Just they claim defeat with pride, with a chip on their shoulders, like, yeah, look at all these excuses. I can't do that because of this, and I can't do that because of that. It's this fault, Republicans and Democrats and this and that, and the companies, and And for whatever reason, man, our attitude, some of the happiest days in my life is when my rich cousins would come from San Diego, and I thought, wow, they went out and got us, OP and Vans and, tank tops and Laker jerseys, and, I was like, man, this is cool. What a cool family we have. What I didn't know, because I was like 10 or 9 or 8 years old or whatever, they were hand-me-downs. That's the stuff that they were done with, and they felt sorry for us. So, they would bring that to us, so we had something for, these are my new school clothes now, right? So that's kind of where we came up. That's where we came from. And those were the happiest days of my life. And another happiest day of my life is every night, Mom got off of Denny's at 10. And you know how they used to, I don't know what they wear now, but they used to wear these cute little Denny's brown skirts, traditional diner skirts, and they had big pockets. Waitress, big pockets, diner, 10 o'clock at night. We lived in the second floor, a 2-bedroom apartment in Los Angeles. And it was a dingy little place. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. But, hey, it was there, and the tortillas were warm, and we ate every day, and it was all good, right? So 10:30, we hear the jingle, jingle, jingle coming up the steps. What it meant for us, for Mom to work at Denny's, is we were going to get to play Little League, right? There was enough to pay 10. We couldn't play like the private Little League where they actually wore Dodger uniforms. That was my dream. That was my dream. I wanted the stirrups. I wanted the Pirates because they got the different uniform with the funky hat, the old hat, and the yellow socks, the gold socks with the black. Everybody else had white pants, white socks, regular stirrups. So I wanted to be on the Pirates, but I couldn't even do that. I had to go to the city park, and I just got a T-shirt that faded and shrunk at the first wash. And if you know anything about a Mexican mom, they wash clothes like there's no tomorrow, man, and you'll get extra large. You'll be XXL at night, and in the morning, it's like extra small. And so that was it, $10 to play baseball, 12 games, 1 game a week. Rich kids got, the private leagues with the 2 or 3 games a week, and they would travel and all that. But, so that's what it meant to us. So we would hear jingle, 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 jingle coming up the stairs, and that was Pop Warner football. That was cleats. That was stuff, right? But we were never defeated. We were broke, but we were never broken. And I thank God for that, because later on, so I sign up on this 2 to 4 year plan that takes me 9 years to figure out it wasn't working for me, right? All through that, every single program, every single party where nobody showed up to party with me, every single, and I'm with my little whiteboard, I'm running around, So here's the deal with the purple shoes. So I spent years in corporate America wearing scrubs. For the first part, I used to work in the medical field after the military, right? So I grew up there, Payless shoes, hand-me-down clothes and shoes, this type. So then I joined the military, and I wear combat boots, right? And boondockers, Navy, U.S. Navy, boondockers, right? Big black. They're in style now. Johnny Depp was wearing them the other day, whatever. Back 20 years ago, they laughed at you with those big old clown shoes. But so that's what I was wearing, right? So now I go from that to this greatest fraud I've ever recognized in my life. The trouble is most people don't recognize it. But in my opinion, just my opinion, I don't have to be right. I just have to be rich, right? I just have to be free. That's all I got to be. I don't have to be right. You can be right if that's your opinion. But here's the thing. Biggest fraud in my book, because they told me now you got to buy suit. Got into, corporate America, and I went to college. I paid. Let me show you something real quick, because this is going to blow your mind. So I'm at the gas station today, and I knew the hangout was coming, and I get this idea to take a screenshot at what the gas station got from me in about 5 minutes. That's about $4.90, $4.09 a gallon. That was 11 gallons of gas, right? Because I like to top off every now and then. I hate to go below. And so 11 gallons or something like that, $45.50. Now, for you entrepreneurs in the room that have checked out our websites, $25 for a blogging system, you want 100% commission, it's a $19.95 affiliate fee. So in 5 minutes, with a half a tank, 11 gallons of gas, it cost me $45. Now, I work from home. I don't know about you, but my neighbors, they got to do that at least twice a week, because we live in Valencia. Everybody works in the Valley or works in LA. It's a 1 hour commute, plus Los Angeles traffic is off the chain. So I know they're filling up, not half gallon. They're paying, this is in a 4-door sedan, guys. It's a small, mid-sized car. So they're putting $70 to $75 per tank in their vehicle at least twice a week, right? Twice a week. So I pay $45. That's what you're going to pay right now. You click the red button, get all set up. Your e-wallet is set. You got your blog. You got your marketing system. You got all these geniuses marketing for you. You got to be kidding me, man. And 100% commission. So the very first referral, and this is the other thing that blows my mind too, because this is crazy compared to corporate America, where I came from. It was a realistic decision for me to be unrealistic. It was just very logical for me to be illogical for a while and make a decision that other people would not make, because I saw a vision that they did not see. And thank God for my mentors and coaches. I saw something even through all of that 2 to 5 year plan for 9 years, all those mistakes and bad programs and this and that. I thank God for all of that, because it prepared me to realize and appreciate what we have now. We have the program we've always wanted to be in. And I steal that from David Wood every single minute of the day, and it runs through my head. If I can sit down and pen for you the kind of program that I would have probably been my dream program, this is it. Empower Network. And not only Empower Network, I mean, no disrespect at all. I love the place. But Prosperity Team, you got to be kidding me. We were on, I'm getting messages right now on my phone from Facebook, and let me take you to one. Basically, it's saying, that thank you so much. We've been getting these all day. We run daily training webinars for you that are recorded, and every single day we teach you how to market. We teach you how to move this thing, how to get the right message in front of the right people consistently enough times that they decide to think exactly how you're feeling right now. You ever have that feeling where you're just at the right moment, at the right time, anywhere in your life? I was sitting at a Dodger game watching the Dodgers crush the Chicago Cubs, and I was at the Dodger game in Chicago because I was in the military, so I went to this, I call it a cathedral. It's called Wrigley Field in Chicago, and I'm sitting there at this majestic place of history, right? I'm a baseball freak, and my Dodgers are just clowning on the Chicago Cubs. Everybody, beats them. No offense, Chi-Town. We were just there. Much respect. But, yeah, I was watching that game, and I had the feeling like I had a Chicago-style dog in one hand, cold beer in the other. I had clean boots. It was sunny in Chicago. It was not humid. There was no funnel clouds or tornadoes. Everything was cool. My Dodgers were winning, and I had this sense. There was money in the bank account. Everything was cool. This was years ago, and I had that sense like, this is why we live. This is why we go fight wars. This is why we get into situations and finish. This is why we don't quit. We love to live. This feeling is right. I'm at the right time. And in Power Network, these hangouts, I get that feeling all over again. All over again. That red button, to me, it's like, it's so sexy. I just want to look this way and kiss John. You know what I'm saying? But so here's kind of the thing. So we do these trainings where we teach you marketing. And today, I was touching on a little bit of Facebook Ninja stuff, and there's some basics on Facebook. We were getting ready to do some stuff, and we come up with this idea. This is how powerful the people you're joining are right now. Not in 2 to 4 years, but right now. We said, well, Facebook opens up a whole lot of good stuff to do if you're a marketer on how to get traffic and generate your own leads for 8 cents, 11 cents, whatever. Just really cool stuff. But you got to have this thing called a fan page, and you got to have 100 likes on it, right? As of today, whatever. So we're like, we got millions of people on this team. Let's do it. So in our group, we sent everybody there to post the link to their fan page and like each other's page. Just the goal was, let's get everybody as much as possible to 100 likes on your fan page. As fast as humanly possible, we can pull this off. We're a prosperity team. So everyone's been doing that all day today. I've been getting messages all day long saying, Franco, you guys, prosperity team is just the lickety bomb. You guys are thebomb.com, because I've been trying to get to 100 likes for like months and months and months. I joined you guys a couple of days ago. I show up to a webinar. I go finally realize how to create a fan page on Facebook, and I post it up in the private group that only members get when they click that button, feel all nice and warm and fuzzy and get in. Then you have access to that, and there's this army of people that will champion for you and go click on your fan page like crazy. And this person after person after person, I've been trying and trying and trying. I got 100 likes in like 25 minutes. This is blowing my mind. I can now promote my post. Right? Now we're going to take them to step 2. This is how you do it, and this is how you structure it, and these are little keywords, and this, we teach all that. That's prosperity team. How awesome is that? So all of these years, I've been by myself, right? Because everybody's by yourself. Have you seen the look of people on their face as they're by themselves going back and forth their commute? To their cubicle, to their place. I mean, it looks like, oh my goodness, right? It hurts you. You want everybody to be free. I want everybody to be free. So I lived in the suit and tie. I lived in the proper shoes, white shirt, red tie, navy blue jacket, khakis with the proper attire, and look all corporate, look all professional, right? And follow that road. And that road was torturing me, right? So then I finally find a group of people like this. And we find a vehicle that we can tap into, and it starts setting people free that by all intents and purposes, no offense, guys, I love you, but I'm included in you. We shouldn't have been free. Clowns like us should not be able to make over $10,000, $20,000 a month part-time. We get to income amounts, disclaimers, and all that good stuff. Click on the link. We get to income amounts on this team right now that people are now, we got to stop doing this on Hangouts, guys. We just got to like tone it down, because people are like, did he just say 40,000 a month part-time? And we're like, normal conversation. Oh, really, Rob? Oh, gosh, slacker, And then we have Justin show up 80,000 doing yoga every day, looking for UFOs. I make $80,000 a month part-time, because full-time I look for UFOs. And we do it. We do it. Why? Because we believed in each other. We believed in the concept. Why not? Be careful what you argue for, because that's exactly what you're going to get, right? You get to keep what you argue for. Why do so many people argue that it should not work, that it does not work, that it can't work, that it's too good to be true? You know, it's better than too good to be true. I get to stay at home now, and my daughters, I have a 5-year-old in kindergarten that's never seen the inside or the outside of a daycare center, thank God, right? And because I have a daughter that's 22 years old. She's at the University of Cal State Long Beach. Her name is Olivia. That was through my corporate years, and this is where the fire really comes from, because I missed her entire childhood. Everything, wearing a suit and tie and the right shoes and driving the right car and acting proper and not doing all this crazy stuff and drinking out of little teacups, and all that stuff. And, I didn't do any of that. I was the most proper guy because I thought I was an underdog anyway because of where I came from in life, and I had to be better at that game than everybody else was. So I was torturing myself more than the system was torturing me on top of that. Right? So that's where I lived, and I was losing, and I wasn't free. I didn't feel free, and I missed my whole first child's childhood. All of it. All of it. It was pictures, and we didn't even have smartphones, and we didn't have Facebook. It was physical pictures take forever, and then you get a picture, and oh, yeah, great birthday party. Got to go to work Sunday, too, and Saturday, and Wednesday, and Friday, and I'm coming home late. And I would leave. She was sleeping. I didn't take her to school. I would come home. She was sleeping because I worked late, and then I went to school at night to get this thing called a degree that this the system wanted me to get, so I can get a raise from $1 or $2 an hour, right? So I did that, $1,000 per class to get a bachelor's degree at night. And so how many? I don't know who else went to school. Man, isn't it like 40 classes? Or it blurs my mind. It was like 30 or 40 classes, whatever it is. You guys know, college guys, right? I went through that from 1995 to 1998, 99 when I finished, right? A full-on course, bachelor's degree at night. I paid for it cash. I didn't give it to my family. I didn't go on vacations. I paid for it out of my work. I was up to here in debt, right? And I was paying for that, $1,000 a class times 40. That's like $45,000. And I go today, and I put gas in my car, and it costs a half a tank of gas to join this business and get to party with people that can show you how to maybe get $10,000 a month part-time, $20,000 a month, $40,000 a month. And so it's just astronomical to me. Who cares what the products are? The products are awesome training. We got 1,800 people on a hangout. We had 4,000 people registered at noon Eastern time on a Wednesday for a training webinar, 4,000 people. We know how to attract people. We know how to build a list. We teach you that. We know how to attract a crowd. We're going to teach you that. We know what we're doing because they're living inside of our Empower Network products. The products are why we are growing so big. So just click the red button and get in there. I got a 5-year-old now that has never seen a daycare center ever, right? Olivia lived in them all her life. And I'm still working to catch up on that relationship. It's amazing how much you lose. I'm still working constantly on getting back, because what I have with my little girls, we love each other and all that stuff. You guys parents that are out there, cubicle land, you probably know what I'm talking about, man. Or gone through divorce and stuff, because that happened too. I threw away so much stuff. It's like everything was going wrong. And then I find misfits. And now when we go to the store, because of my past, I let my daughter shop for me. So when they tell me, Dad, these are cool, Dad, I don't have to put on a suit and tie anymore. I can throw on some Bob Marley socks. She saw there was a father-daughter dance that, a couple of weeks ago, whatever, and her favorite color is purple. Well, what do you think Dad dressed like, right? So I get because doing what I do from home on my terms, I can wear a purple shoe and nobody's going to get mad at me. There's no 90-day evaluation coming up where they're going to, remember my cousins that used to bring me leftover clothes and all that stuff? It's not midlife crisis, it's freedom crisis, baby. I can buy whatever I want. I can go buy some funky Adidas and get the sneaks I never had. It's like, this is what it is, guys. Reach back to that time where you just felt that life was just, I don't care what kind of struggle. I come from struggle. And still and yet I look back, and there's just some moments where I felt everything was right and it was good to be alive. I know you have that too. Reach back and feel that again, because that really is tapping into your inner child and really letting that person wake up again. We shock a lot of people, man. This might have shocked you, the socks and the purple shoes and all this stuff. But I tell you what, man, we read a lot and we listen to audios and we invite other people based with the little strategies, techniques that we show you how to get more people here, and they listen to us. And even though they're shocked, and even though they don't understand what the products are at first, or what's really going on, they click the red button because they feel cool doing it, and it's going to feel good hanging around us. And it's like $45 to get rolling with the affiliate fee, and everything lives, and everything's good, and it's 100% commission. And we're going to show you how to do it, because if all of us can do it, different ages, different backgrounds, genders, places, geography, we absolutely know. We know that you can do it. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know. It's okay. Lean on our belief in you, and it's going to work. We do a lot of reading. There's a guy out there, Alvin Toffler. Google him. This guy's amazing. Alvin Toffler wrote Future Shock back in the 70s. He kind of foretold, well, he's a futurist. So a lot of what he talked about in the book in the 70s came true about how everything was happening with modernization and stuff. Then he wrote The Third Wave, kind of 90s or whatever, and then he wrote Revolutionary Wealth. Revolutionary Wealth, how it'll be created and how it'll change our lives. And I'm dyslexic, so I can read that backward. Everything that he's describing in here, I kid you not, just go to the introduction, not even chapter 1, the introduction, and read it. You could probably go to Barnes & Noble, buy some Starbucks, leave a tip, and just swipe that introduction and read that. Everything that he says in there of the consumer becoming the prosumer, the consumer becoming the producer of their own goods and services that they in turn will band together and move around each other in a new hidden economy that nobody had ever seen coming, but with social networking and the computer and lightning fast communication, and it's affordable and free now. The prosumer, the consumers, are going to create their own products and services that they need and that they want. They will not be dictated by any corporate structure dictating to them what they should be buying. They're going to create what they want to buy, and beyond that, they're going to create the vehicles in which those products and services will be moved. You don't have to learn how this light works on the inside. All you got to know is when I click on this switch, that sucker turns on. And when I saw in Power Network, it was the most sexy, badass switch I had ever seen in my life. And I turned that sucker on. Why? Because I had struggled before, and I saw something I can appreciate. It's all about the people, guys. It is all here. Bob Marley socks and all. And all you have to do, for starters, is decide to get in with us so we can help you understand that. We've got the books, the audios, the training, all that stuff. If you're already in, you know what I'm going to do, teammates. If you're already in and you've already partaken of this feast, you need to own as much of your own products as humanly possible, because we're on a crash course run to Denver right now, and we will be closing your sales. I don't know where you're going to be positioned. You guys know what I'm talking about. I don't know where you're going to be, but your team is going to be buying everything, and they're going to love it, because that's how Prosperity Team rolls. Get positioned. Whatever you don't have, get it and study it. Go all in emotionally, like Travis was talking about. Let your head go in. Let your heart go all in. Let everything just go all in. And then just share the message. That's all we're doing. We just get people to this hangout, and we filter in the crazies, and we knock out the people that are too logical to join something like this. And we just party and wear funky socks and have a good time. Wear tank tops, looking all sexy with cool little sexy highlights and stuff. So I love it, man. I love you guys. You guys rock. Now, let me just brag a little bit, because I'm done. But let me brag a little bit. We got the SEO Jesus, and now we got the SEO Elvis Presley. I mean, whatever you want to learn, we got it in the house. Facebook marketing, easy stuff, little postcard stuff. We got the masters of anything that there is, because we got a cool thing going. We want you to succeed. If you felt our hearts today, you know that you get to a point in your life in this profession when you do things right and you stick it out and you don't quit and you don't focus on the wrong. You focus on, how can I elevate my sense of value and my skill sets so I can do better. This is a mechanical process here. But you get to a point where you know, beginning of the month to the end of the month, you're going to be over 10, 15, 20,000 without breathing hard. We just get to that point. What excites us to keep going, what keeps us here, I'll tell you what, I'm here because of you guys. We form, every 90 days we get together at events. Last time was Chicago, Austin, before that San Diego, Atlanta, and we actually get together. I'm never leaving my team. This is my team, right? I don't care if they're cross-line, up-line, sideline, all that stuff is from a different generation of business, right? This is my family right here. This is my team. You leave a comp plan. You will leave a product. There is some Me Too products that's going to come out with less sucralose or whatever the hell, whatever, it's better. You're going to leave a company, a program, a video. You're going to leave a comp plan. You're going to leave all kinds of stuff. It's easy to leave those things. It is absolutely impossible for me to leave my family, and that's what we create here. And if you want to build a team in an environment like this, where we come for so many different reasons, but we stay because of this right here, they stay with you forever. There's residual income and passive income in our comp plan, right? So for you, left brain, right brain, whatever, we covered a lot tonight. Click on the red button, join. There's a stampede of other people that are already coming to our presentations. Every single day we have more than 800 people listening and watching the recording of this thing. I want them to be your prospects. I want them to be your guests from Facebook coming over. It's that simple. You don't have to figure it out. Flip the switch, join us. And that's what I got, guys. You guys are awesome, man. That's why we're all still here. My point, to close up the loop here, I almost left an open loop myself, and I didn't feel comfortable, so I got to close this for me. So here's the deal, right? So you get to a point where we know we're going to make the money that our families need to survive. That's not the reason why we stay. We stay because it becomes bigger than that. Now we're very competitive people. Now it's kind of like, how many people, full-time earners, can we get on the stage at the next event? How many people, not me, how many people on our team, on her team, on his team, all over the place, how many more people can we get on that stage so that we can talk about it on Facebook when we're there and after it's done? That's really what's fueling me now. How many people can we set free? This is, like Justin said, I really do feel, we touched on slavery, the analogy and stuff. Guys, this is the Underground Railroad. This is it. We're setting people free. Part-time effort, $45 to get started or whatever, earning $10,000, $7,000, $15,000 a month, having $1,000 a day. It's crazy. We have it, and it's not typical, the income disclaimer and all that stuff, but you know what we're doing? We're attracting atypical people, and we're attracting typical people that want to be atypical, and we have the training and the camaraderie right here that's helping people grow, and that's what we do. So I'll kick it back to you guys, man. I love you guys too much. I can be all night here and start a bonfire. Oh,
that's awesome. Franco, I always love hearing from you. You just put things in such perspective for so many people. And, he's right. One of the things that he really touched up on was, a lot of us old schoolers, who've been in the game for a decade struggling, it was the 2 to 4 year plan, and we stretched it to 9 years before we finally woke up. Right? Well, now when you position yourself, you get all in, you click on that button. If you're already in, get all the products, get all in, not only financially, but emotionally, completely saturate yourself in all that we have to offer here. And you could literally go from a 2 to 4 year plan to a 2 to 4 week plan, as you've seen so many different times. Now, of course, we have no idea if you're going to actually do the things required and take the actions that we tell you to do, and that's up to you to take action and do that. So right now, what I want to do is I just want to go real quick, and everybody just kind of close out with some final messages, about 2 minutes each. So let's go over, and Travis, you got some final words, brother?
Just like all these people said, if you're gonna get in, just get in. Have the belief system that it can work for you. For me, it's, I'm a living proof. A person with not a huge skill set. The stuff I learned in the past, but as far as this online marketing thing, I'm a newbie, and it just goes to show that even a newbie, if you're sitting there thinking, oh, can I do this? You can. Just applying, the the techniques that our leaders, in prosperity team have for us. And the good thing about this, and real quick before I go, is I actually made a video about this the other day. The power of a mastermind. That came from the book Think and Grow Rich. And to me, when I reread that chapter, just a few days ago, it just hit me. I was like, whoa, like we have a mastermind. Like this is what we have been looking for, as entrepreneurs our entire lives. And especially if you read that book, Think and Grow Rich, that it says you need a mastermind. You need 2 or more people on the same, mindset in order to make it work, in order for you to propel forward in life. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. And just get all in, and get your tickets to Denver, and we'll see you there.
Awesome. Yeah, brother. All right, Rob, over to you, my friend.
The sound effects, that just cracks me up. Yeah, a few months ago, they did a vote to see who is the SEO Jesus for the people that don't know. And Troy won because he's got this long hair and he kind of looks like Jesus. I came in second because they said I was old as dirt. But yeah, the thing I share with people is if you're a young guy just getting out, this is the best thing going. If you're like most of us here, where we've been in multiple things, we've learned lessons along the way, we've joined things we shouldn't have joined. One of the biggest challenges I had is I had made a commitment to a company many, many years ago. And I did finally start working it, and I had built a team of about 5,000 people over a 5-year period of time. But the income wasn't there. It really wasn't. I mean, to build a multiple six-figure business in normal network marketing, you need a team of 10, 15, 20,000 people. It just takes a long, long time. And so I just encourage you to go for it again. Like Neve was sharing, you're looking at your past, it's kind of clouding your future because you said, I've already done this 6 times. I've been around this mountain 6 times. How many trips do I have to make? Make one more trip and get it right this time. Get in, get busy, get all in, as they say, emotionally, spiritually. Give yourself permission to make it happen again. This is unlike anything you have ever seen in your life. Most of us have been around the mountain a few times. We've seen everything. When they started talking about this back in October 31 of 2011, I'm scratching my head going, what the heck are you talking about, 100% commissions? How in the world will the company make any money? And David Wood, one of the founders, just laughed and said, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I was like, all right, I'm not going to worry about that. And we went on. I put a check behind me, but we went on to make a lot of money doing 100% commissions, and the company does indeed make a lot of money. So just come on in and let's make it happen.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, Paul, over to you, buddy. Any final words?
Oh, man, always. The first thing is, tonight I learned that Willy Wonka with the purple socks, who didn't make any money in the trinary, is making multiple 5 figures in a power. I love it, man. That's great. I'm gonna think of you as Willy Wonka for the rest of my life, Frank. I love the purple socks. But no, on a serious note, one of my team members, Mahara, the other day, we were having a conversation via the phone, because occasionally we do talk to people that we love, right, and that we're coaching. So Mahara and I were talking on the phone, and she said something that rang very true to me. She said, Paul, she goes, there's never going to be another Empower Network. And I said, I thought about that for a moment, and I said, you're right. There's never going to be another company that has the heart from the company leaders on down, who really care about people and who developed a vehicle to actually make it happen for people. There's never going to be another company where the stars are aligned just right, where the market's aligned just right, where truth is taught throughout the company, where the integrity and the heart and the soul are just honest and just good and just there to be a positive force for good in the world. There's never going to be another Empower Network, and I know that, I believe that, And I know that the time is now for me, and I hope that you'll make the decision and trust us and know that the time is now for you, and just get started, because this is it. And I know that sometimes people say that, but guys, I hope you can feel our hearts. This really is it. This is the one. This is the thing that we always wanted to be, and to quote one of our leaders, right? So just get started. That's it.
Awesome. All right, Neve, over to you.
Okay, can you hear me okay? All right, so look, my microphone is on. Well, really, all I can think to say at this point is, you guys may have noticed that my little picture popped up for a little bit down here instead of my video. And that's because I needed to go and put my 2 babies to bed. And that's important to me. And I don't compromise when it comes to my family. I don't compromise when it comes to what's important to me in my life. And I wanted to go and put my 2 children to bed, so I paused my little video so that I wouldn't distract you, and snuck off, put my kids to bed, and came back to hang out. And I have to say, I have never, ever been in a situation where I felt like I had that much power, that I could choose what was important and do what was important to me. And I love this team. You guys support me so much, and I feel that I have found a space to truly be free, to truly be me, and to do what's important to me in my life, and let the work and the money side of things come second. So family is first, and money is second, but it's like, it's fun now, you know, it's an awesome thing. Like, I loved coming back to hang out with you guys, because I wanted to hear what everyone had to say. Every time I come on one of these things, I learn something new. I get more insights and more depth to how powerful I feel, and how on purpose I feel. So I really think that's all there is to say for anyone out there with children, with families. You know if you're out of integrity. You know if you're out of alignment with what you want to be for your family. And you know it right now, and it's okay, because that's all you knew how to do. But now that you know that there's a different way, you need to get into alignment with who you want to be for them, and with who you want to be in your own life. And we're providing you a way to do that, to lock arms with people who will hold you up while you become the new person you're stepping into. So we're here, we're waiting for you. Just click on the button.
Hey, you know, folks, I've got to tell you, I've quite frankly, I've never had more fun in my life doing anything. And I've been involved with lots of different things. There's no place that I would rather be than right here, right now. As soon as I get off this hangout, I'm going to go and I'm going to relax with my family. I'm going to have my 2-year-old daughter jump over me and jump on me. I'm going to have my son try and give me a karate chop or whatever it is that he's going to do to me. I'm sure it's going to be something along those lines. But the fact of the matter is that I've been able to experience this. I've been able to manifest this reality in my life, where I get up when I want, where I do what I want, where my family gets to do what they want, because I made a decision, because I committed to myself that this wasn't going to be one of those things, that once and for all I would plant my flag, and that I would not be denied, that I would take the daily disciplines and create an empire, that I would empower other people to see more in themselves than what they saw today. This is your opportunity. You know, a lot of people, you know, comment on how much I laugh and, quite frankly, how happy that I am. And I want you to know that that happiness, that joy comes from having made a decision and then having taken action on that. Because I know that my family is safe now. I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry. You know, back when I worked at JOB, I worried. You know, what if I said the wrong thing on the phone? What if they recorded that call? What if I got written up? What if I got fired? What would I do? What would I do? I have 3 kids. I have 1 teenager who's in college. You know what? What the hell would I do? You know? That's where you're at right now. You have the opportunity to not have to worry anymore. You have the opportunity to join a culture, to join a crew, to join a team, to join a family that actually really loves you, that the leaders literally truly love you, that we do everything in our capabilities to create systems, to create leverage, to give you the ability to manifest the life that you want. But it all starts with a decision. If you're on the line right now, if you are not in yet, then quite frankly, what are you waiting for? There's no possible reason. If you have not yet joined our team, if you have not yet joined our movement, there is no excuse that you can give yourself, because I guarantee you, a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you will hear about Empower Network and the Prosperity Team from someone that you love, and it will be a heartbreak moment for you, because you will know that you could have been free, and instead you chose to do nothing. And in choosing to do nothing, you chose a life of toil. You chose a life that is less than what it could have been. Today is your opportunity for more. More life, more joy, more prosperity. But it all starts with you clicking that button, you joining the movement, and you getting busy today.
Awesome, Franco.
Yeah, guys. I mean, what else? What else do you need? The opportunities here, the education here is here. It's top quality. It's simple. It's fun. It's easy. Tell you what. After you click the red button too, you go through that stuff. Join us tonight. And join tonight. Join really quick, because starting tomorrow, here's what's going to happen. You get an email after you join. Your sponsor, whoever it is, member of the team, they're going to say, hey, welcome to the call. Here's how to plug into training. We have daily training over here. It's recorded. Step by step, we kind of walk you through the process, and then we get right into things that are actionable that you can do to begin to draw people to your website and your blog, and things start happening and they start coming here. Well, we're going to be starting to do some very, very special starting tomorrow and forward. So you want to join right now. And you're going to get that welcome email. The welcome email is going to tell you how to log into your account, how to set up your little blog. It's like not even 5 minutes and you're set to go. And then we're going to start inviting you to our ongoing mastermind, this environment. We'll show you how to get other people to see this message that are already looking for it. And just welcome to the team, guys. There's nothing else. Don't let anything hold you back. Just go. Just make the decision. Everything is here. There's nothing to figure out. There's nothing to reinvent. It's just step on the freaking pedal and let's go get you where you always wanted to be anyway. This program, this team, everything that you experienced tonight, this is set up just to edify you. This is something that's worthy of you and your time. So, we can't help you if you're on the fence. We can't help you if you're on the other side. The only way we can help you is if you join us. And once you do that, it's on and cracking. We're going to have a great time together. So that's all I got, guys, man. Welcome to the team, everybody. Welcome, and plug in tomorrow for training. That's right.
Well, everybody, you heard it here. There's not a whole much more that I can actually add, but we cultivate this every single week. We cultivate this every single day, and everybody has decisions that they have to make in life. You have a decision right now that you're facing, and to me, right off the bat, I look over here. I've got 2 monitors that are going on. I've got this big ass screen over here, and there's still 1,570 people that are still on after almost 2.5 hours. Okay, if you're on this long and you're not already in, you've really already made the decision for yourself. So now all you have to do is just click on the button and join. And, you know, I still remember to this day when I first saw my first join button. You know, it was almost like the join button that I see down below, you know, and I felt my heart really racing when I saw that thing. But, you know, here was the determining factor. Is, see, I was at a point in my life where I had $25 left to my name. And, you know, I had to stretch myself because I was in a bad spot. I was in a bad position. And, you know, you may be down that far and you may not be. But I know for one thing that most people don't make any monumental decisions until they're way so far down in their life that they have nowhere else to go. That's why so many people turn to spirituality and God and all these different things, trying to find a way out of the shit that they just got into. Well, right now, my friend, you have that chance. You have that opportunity. And now you have to make a decision to go on. And the reason why we're so passionate about this, the reason why we push so hard with this, is because we know it's right. We know it's true. We've been there. We've done that. And we want you to be successful so you can teach and train the next generation of 10,000 badasses, where we have, you know, 10,000 people throughout a whole stage and filling up stadiums all across the nation, across the country, and across the world. And you can be a part of that right now. So what I want you to do is I want you to click down below right now. Click down there. Get started. Fill out the page. Let's get started. We'll change the world together. Lock arms with us. Love you. Appreciate you. We're going to close this thing down. We're out.
Love it. Yeah. Welcome to